Hey folks, welcome to the Fogcast. I'm your host Fog. Thank you for joining in and checking out a little device that I had ordered off of KickStarter, backed off of Kickstarter, I guess. Would have been early in the summer. So I believe the Kickstarter ran somewhere between like late June and early July, maybe July 10th or a little bit after July 4th. And it's essentially a device that takes the Switch, where you normally play with your Joy-Cons on the left and the right here in kind of horizontal or landscape mode, and it flips that, sorry for the glare there, into a way to play Tate Mode. So Tate is exactly what you're thinking right now. If you've never heard of it, you're like, what does Tate stand for? And essentially translates to, what are you talking about? No, it does not. It actually is a way to play shooters and pinball games and the like in a portrait or vertical mode on the Switch device or any device. I mean, some people even flip their big screen TVs in this way. There are some games on consoles that support it. So that's what Tate Mode is. And what this device does, the FlipGrip, allows you to take those Joy-Cons and throw them on the side. So FlipGrip arrived today. It's really just a plastic holder. That's really what it is. So I've been waiting a few months, actually since earlier, like I said, in June, or early July, late June, early July is when I ordered it. I believe they were trying to target to have these out to people sometime around August, October, but I might be wrong. I know that there were some delays because of some of the events going on overseas in China, and essentially it's taken till roughly the beginning of December, which is not bad. I mean, they did a great job project managing this thing the whole way, and I think it was just a few people. It's by Fangamer, so they've included a nice little sticker that I'll probably never stick to anything, but that's kind of cool. I'll say that for later. The instruction manual, which is kind of cool. They even tell you how to put the device into sleep. I guess the buttons are going to be covered up potentially. And even adjust the volume of the music. Because the buttons on the Switch, I take it that it's going to sit like this, with this piece, or this lower part being in the device itself, in the FlipGrip. Because here's where your power and your volume are, and they're kind of showing you a way to manipulate it with your home screen button, which is fine. You know, being able to access the buttons would be cool, but potentially I imagine this little locking lever here has to hook into something, and that's what they needed to go in for that way. But I believe this is a dual purpose card. It actually is like, so you can put a stand. You can stick it in here and then allow it to stand. So if your arms get tired from the weight, which this is super light, but with the device in it and the Joy-Cons and you're holding it like this, if your arms get tired, you could prop it down like that and be able to take the Joy-Cons off, I'd imagine, and play the game or use a Pro controller. So let's take a look here at how this is going to work. Let's remove the ears. And you know what? I'm going to put them on first. So there's channels for them. They just slide right down in. They lock in. Mine are, I don't know. This is not probably the FlipGrip itself. Mine's, you don't even have to press the button to allow them to unclip. But they do that on the Switch itself. So if you kind of see here, like I can just push up. I don't even have to mess with this button anymore. It's like, you know, your grandfather or grandmother's old car where they just need to stick the key in, or they didn't even have to stick the key in to start the damn thing because it wore out, the starter did. Yeah, you don't even need to do that. So it's not part of the device doing this. I would imagine a newer set of Joy-Cons, or maybe a not faulty set of Joy-Cons, I don't know if these are faulty, would lock in place. But it still holds. I mean, I'm not worried about the thing sliding out. It takes me a little bit to knock it out of place. We'll do the other one here. Both went in really nice and simple. I would imagine this is the diagram because I see that there's little like rounded edges up on here. So when we put it in this way, it matches up with that diagram. So let's just slide it in. And now that's locked in there. It ain't coming out. I mean, I don't want to break it, but it takes a lot of force to get that to release. So that little button right there, you have to pull up to disconnect it. So that's it right there. That's kind of the FlipGrip as it stands, or as it is in my hands. And it's set up to play. It's a nice little device, something small you can carry in your backpack. There's not a lot of weight at all, like I said. You might even be able to fit it in some kind of switch case. I guess there's some different variants out there, I'm sure, that are bigger or smaller. The only thing I can see is, obviously we talked about like the power and the volume down here, you can't adjust physically, and there's no way to have a charger plugged in. So I do see that kind of as, oh, I kicked the camera, as a bummer in a way, but I never do that much gaming. I never have that long of a gaming session on the Switch anyhow. It usually tends to be like quicker, 10, 20 minutes, something like that, and then I put it away. So let's go and check out some games. I didn't download too many because really I bought it for 2. I bought it for, let's go back here, Ikaruga, number 1. And this is a little weird because the device doesn't tell the Switch that you're in like vertical mode or portrait mode. So it's not like it knows to change the controls to match that, but that's okay. You can get around that. So let's check out Ikaruga. This is the reason why I bought it. And what I'm going to do is dim the lights here. So my camera's probably going to shake because I don't want to blind everybody and keep getting these blurry effects now that we've seen the unit. So hopefully that'll stop the glare. That's me. You can see me in the background a little bit. Well, my camera looks like it has a hat on. That's about it. So this is Nicalis. Now, Ikaruga, if you don't know, is from Treasure. It's a bullet hell game. It's an awesome game. I think Dreamcast was the first appearance of it, and then GameCube, or vice versa. And then the Switch got it, and it's made it to other platforms. It's on Steam, and it's an excellent game. And we're going to go in and just play it. I kind of already have it set up. You can rotate the screen many different ways on this game. Obviously play like this, horizontal. You can play in Tate. You can play where it's the opposite direction in Tate. So for whatever reason you need to switch it around, you can just rotate it 4 ways. But let's go in and give it a run here. Would you like to proceed? Yes. And this feels really good. Like I said, not heavy. It would be nice not to have a camera in front of my face to be able to play it. So I'm probably going to play horribly. That's just me setting expectations early. But it definitely feels great. It's not weighted any wrong way. It feels very comfortable. Oh, except I have... Uh-oh, that's odd. I have... I have the right stick somehow is doing like everything for me. So it's like, let's try to pause that really fast and see if I can't flip that around. Controls, connecting settings. So fire, there or there. It's kind of odd. I don't know exactly the way I have this flipped. Oh, maybe this will help. Press L and R. There we go. So now maybe it'll know. I was playing it earlier in Tate Mode without the unit. Yeah, there we go. I've got it figured out now. So, yeah, this is nice. This actually is the way it should be, or the way this game should be played. And there's about 20 games, I think there's 22 on the Switch store, the Nintendo storefront, that are supposed to support the FlipGrip. Now, supporting the FlipGrip, again, it's not like something is controlling anything. It's not a connected piece or a Bluetooth piece that connects to your device. What I believe that the user, the gentleman's name's escaping me, from Reddit that made the list, is actually, he calls it out saying it supports it. What I believe he means by that is you can still use the Joy-Cons with it in this mode, because I believe, there are some pinball games where you just use the touchscreen, and I believe that may be what he's referencing with it supports it. But there are about 22 games there that support it, with a few others coming down the road. There's some notable ones, like SNK's new 40-year anniversary. That one is available. There's lots of shooters, lots of pinball games, and even old arcade games. I believe they call them the arcade archives. A lot of those really cool games that you can play in Tate Mode. So let's go ahead and jump out of here. And actually, let's press and hold this, I think. Yeah, so although it doesn't rotate in the correct way, you can still go in and adjust your volume from this point. We'll turn it up a little bit. And we can adjust we can turn it and put it into sleep. So you can still utilize it, which is cool. I do think that if you could have made the volume buttons work and the physical power button, that would be awesome. There we go. It's a little offsetting when you're trying to adjust it the wrong rotation. The controls are rotated incorrectly for the screen, or vice versa. So this is Pinball FX 2 or 3 by Zen Studios. So I like Zen. Zen's been around a while. They were one of the first pinball kind of mobile developers. They jumped on the iPhone, the Android world really fast, got some good versions out there, and then they have started to port it around to many different systems. They support the PS4, PS3, I think, PS Vita. I think they had versions on the Nintendo Wii U. They obviously support the Switch. They even support like PlayStation VR, which is the Pinball FX2 in virtual reality, which is awesome. Like, there are two ways I like playing pinball. One is on a mobile device or a small device like this, and then that VR mode is pretty phenomenal. So let's see here. I'm going to go down. I did end up buying 3 tables, the Bethesda tables. So we'll try Fallout. So it allows me to use this, and what I believe is there are some where you might be able to hold it in the FlipGrip, but you would have to touch the screen. So that's not necessarily working with it, but it is in a way. This one, though, uses the controls on the Joy-Cons as well as allows you to keep it in Tate mode or portrait mode or whatever you want to consider it. Some people don't like saying Tate. Some people like saying portrait. Some people like saying lengthwise or longwise, whatever. Say it however you want. You get the idea of what it does. So let's go ahead and, yep. Boom, boom, boom.
Glad to have you with me.
Hancock. All right. And at this point, we should be able to go. So our flippers, oh geez. Our flippers are the buttons up here, the trigger buttons. God, they take really good advantage of the rumble. I forget what the rumble's called on these. It's where you can feel Ice Cube shake. I just remember that from E3. But even with the FlipGrip, you can feel the rumble and all that really strong. So it doesn't take anything away. Let's go ahead and see if we can do a little bit better on this next try. Oh, geez, horrible. Lots of games, though, that you can enjoy. Pinball is going to be probably my biggest one, along with Ikaruga. Maybe some other shooters, like Dragon's Blaze is there. I know that they have Gunbirds 2 and some others on the Switch store. So there's a lot of fun games that you can play around with if you enjoy this kind of experience. I do. I think I'm going to have a good time with these. With this device here. I think it's built well. I think that for the price, I believe that I paid $12 for this. ordered it through them. Now, I'm not sure if they still have any that they sell. I believe they would. I think the campaign was fairly successful. It had well over 8,000 backers, and I think it brought in north of $140,000. So, you know, for the $12 units that they bought, or that they had you buy, it's well worth it to me. And I've bought some other type of devices to hold both like the Switch and the Vita and some other gaming systems, and this is one of the better ones that I've seen. So let's do one more thing here. Let's kind of remove our... Oh, there we go. We're going to remove those guys. Oh, I threw it into different rotation. I think because I hit the button. But we should just be able to take one of these nifty instruction cards and wedge it in there, like it says. There we go. That's more like it. And I guess you can probably like adjust the height of this. So if you want it to lean back a little bit, just like that, you can. And now, look at that. We can play. We don't even have to hold anything weighted. These things are so light. You can just jump right back in, play the game. Yeah, pretty amazing. I'm pretty impressed. I bought mine. Like I said, I didn't get anything from these guys. Obviously, they don't know who I am. But I thought it was just kind of cool to do a very, very brief unboxing and go through some of the games. I think like I said, it's going to be great for pinball and for shooters. You know, definitely let me know what kind of games you think are going to work well with it. Let me know any games that I should try. That's the one thing. I'm going to want to play more of this because, like I said, this is a neat little package, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's very little that you need to do to have a good experience, right? Just have like a little bit of plastic that was probably initially conceived on a 3D printer and send it to China and have a bunch made and fans that want to play in Tate Mode. So that's about it. The FlipGrip by Fangamer. Really not much more to say about it. Great little product. I'll be carrying it around with me. I appreciate everybody coming in and checking the video out. I do weekly videos. Yeah, I'm back doing that. I used to be on Twitch. I got off of that. I used to do some YouTube. Had to move, didn't have the bandwidth, all those types of stories. But now I'm back. I'm doing weekly videos. So every Wednesday at noon Pacific time, a new video goes up. I'm going to try to increase that to 2 a week, potentially Sunday and Wednesdays. And this will be one of the extra videos that goes up. So there'll be videos going up all the time. We'll be reviewing things. We'll be looking at games and systems of years past that I really like, that I've got, that we can go through. We'll be doing the HD movies, which go up every week on Wednesday, which are, you know, complete gameplays that are no commentary. You can just sit back, you can go to sleep watching the game, and nobody's going to bother you with talking. And then I also do ambient videos. So if you do just want to listen to very cool sounds of video game water and scenery and stuff like that to help you relax or take a little bit of stress out of your life, I do those as well. So please check that stuff out. Definitely, if you do like what you see, give me a follow, subscribe, click the ring button, whatever you do on YouTube is the big guys do. And I would love to be a part of your viewing channel lists or your playlists, or, you know, anything that you have on YouTube. I'd love to be a part of that and show you guys what I like in video games and what I do in video games. So for everyone, thank you so much, and I will talk to you next video.